we are not live. We are recorded episode 25. Before I get done, I'm gonna still be live anyway, though.
Hey, we live and we back.
Be live. I know that much.
Niggas, I think it's been a minute, right? It's been a little minute.
We back with another one. With another one.
Episode 25. Episode 25. And we here.
Y'all already know this is N to the E to the O. Nah, man. Non-expert opinion. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Episode 24. We're gonna jump right into it. Ironheart, because it's such a hot topic right now, and it's actually the end of what phase 5 or 6. I keep forgetting what phase we're in, honestly.
I don't keep track of that anymore. I'm a non-expert.
Well, it is the end of whatever phase we were just in. So it's pretty important to talk about. You know, I'm trying to say MCU is pretty much a staple in our lives now. Shit, it's been here for a little minute now.
Yeah,
we rocking. We growing with it now. So you know,
this is my life. This is why I talk about it on YouTube.
Dominique Thorne is Ironheart. What you thought about her as Ironheart? Let me ask you that question. Let me start with that. What you thought about Dominique Thorne performance as?
So, compared to what I got in like Black Panther, I appreciate the more depth to the character and her surroundings and what's important to her. I like the grittier Chicago aspect of it. You know, her just being in the city, even though it wasn't like a lot of stuff going on in the city and stuff, but like just the little aspect that they sprinkle in there, like Homeboy with the landing with the wagon. I thought I like him as an addition and stuff like that. So I just enjoyed it being in that scenario and being like under the radar. It wasn't like something that's like huge scale and like everybody's making the news and stuff like that. Like obviously the heists were, but like Ironheart wasn't like at the focal point of like some news story. So I enjoyed what she did with the character. Not gonna lie, when I got to Zelma and I started seeing her character and how she was working the character, I kind of had the thought real quick that I was like, damn, why couldn't they like swap roles or something like that? But not to say Riri wasn't doing, not to say Dominique wasn't doing good though.
And you say that because Dominique Thorne actually what you call it what I'm missing the word. I'm sorry, y'all. What is the word when you go for the audition? I'm stupid. Auditioned for Shuri and wasn't picked for
Who
Shuri.
auditioned for Shuri?
Heart.
Dominique did.
Dominique Thorne and my man Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. They auditioned together. He already had his part out, I believe. And yeah, she was auditioning for Shuri. But it's cool. Like you said, I think that from when we see her in Black Panther, we see more of a character development. Like you said, it wasn't like too much like, oh, she just Chicago and to the core, but like they gave us enough to know like where her roots is from and to kind of like feel like what she's about and stuff like that. I thought, how you feel about the suits? I thought the suits was fly.
I thought the suits were cool. The one thing about the suits is the white
it would
one,
be a prototype.
the white one.
Yeah, it would be the
Yeah,
school suit.
that was fire. But the second suit, he built that shit in like 4 hours, bro.
And that was the one with that was the 4 hours with the AI. Yep, you right about
And
that.
I'm like, huh? Like 4 hours, bro? Nah, no way, man. How'd she do that in 4 hours in her kitchen? Like,
It's smarter than
I mean, smarter doesn't necessarily mean you build faster. like, like you still gotta build a whole suit, bro.
One second. My fault, yeah. I'm interrupting the damn show. I seen a mosquito, big ass mosquito on my wall. My fault, man. I'm a non-expert.
He's an expert at swatting mosquitoes.
Listen, all right, yeah. But the suits, yeah, and that last suit was fly, and I like how they got that from
from the car.
The car that her stepfather gave her. I thought that was dope. There was like a little hot hot rod red, I guess it's called. Like something like Iron Man painted it that color. But I thought it was cool that she got it straight from the car. Like, you know what I mean? So that was cool.
They did a good
Yeah,
job of
but
making
this
me
show.
appreciate the character more. I'll say that. So like when I was going into this, I was like, they're not really doing a good job of making me care about Riri Williams. Black Panther didn't really make me want more. Hearing about the show had me interested in what they were gonna give me. Um, but then that felt like they were kind of like trying to force us to like her, like when Robert Downey Jr. was going on his Iron Man loves Ironheart the spree. I was like, this is not necessary if the character's actually good. Like, and it was making me
She's
nervous,
a very complex character.
huh?
Very complex. I find her to be very complex of a character.
In her own ways, yeah. Uh, but what was the last point I had about her? Uh, I just feel like and when they release the episodes three at a time, I don't really like when Disney's doing that because that's like when they're almost telling us this, they don't know what the crowd reaction is gonna be like. I felt like that with Echo when they released like all the episodes like right away, basically. Uh, Anything they do that with, I'm like, I kind of feel like they just want to get it over with, and if it hits, it hits. If it don't, it don't.
I mean, I could see that perspective. I necessarily don't share it because I necessarily don't have an opinion on that. But I can see your perspective, though. I can see that. Like I can definitely see them like, let's just throw this away. End of phase 5 or 6. Let's just hurry up and get it out the way. Like you know what I mean? Like so, I can
Yeah,
see that. Look.
but Ryan
But
Coogler
what?
did his thing.
Yo, real. This is a very much Ryan Coogler movie, and I mean that from um now we just compare it to his most recent movie, this and this show, which is Sinner and Ironheart. Um, just the shading of like certain scenes with Riri and like other characters and stuff like that. I'm looking at. I was like, wow, this is definitely Ryan Coogler's like niche. I could tell like he's very good at with the lighting and melanin. Like
Setting the
he's
tone.
very good. Yeah, like he's very good at it. He's very good at it. Like it's like they like just like in Sinners, it's like the skin just glisten. I feel like every time I looked at Riri like in that light, I ain't her in that light or something, like it was just like she was almost like glistening or like you could see like the details in her. Like it wasn't no like, overshadow or they didn't have to have like the bright light on her. Like, you know what I mean? To make it like he always gets it like right. And I'm like, wow, like this is like, and then even what makes it a more Ryan Coogler thing, how it ended. It ended so like with so many like you can go this way. Same shit with Sinners. Like you can like if you sit there and think about it, this could have happened. Like you know what I mean. This could happen because now you're thinking about okay, she took the deal with Mephisto. We're gonna get into this, but she took the deal with Mephisto. It's like okay, what happened in the time between that time, that she was waiting for this girl to come back. How did the girl come back? We seen the thing start growing her arm when she gave her a hug. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves the thought like, okay, where's that going now? Where's that story going? Then you got the dude who I thought was dead, Parker. You know what I'm saying? Dude show up at Zelma's shop asking for magic and shit like that, like it's a fucking treat. Like,
Abracadabra.
let me get the
My
little
man
chocolate in
Mo
the
is
back.
summing up the
You know
whole
what
show.
I mean? I thought, what the fuck? Like that was very unexpected for me. Like I didn't expect. I thought he was dead. Honestly, he told me it hurts. It hurts. This nigga was like suffering in shadows and shit. Like nigga die. Yeah, I was like, okay. When I seen him at the end, I was just like, all right, well, this is. So it's very much Ryan Coogler where that brother knows how to like make you think. Like you know what I'm trying to say. Like after it ends, even after it's done, you like the fuck happened. Like you be like, what happened? Like you know what I mean, or what's going to happen? You know what I mean? So shout out to him though. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. I think he did his thing on that.
Yeah, honestly, so I think the show does a good job because the way he paces out the TV show just works for me, and especially with the twist and the turn, like you were saying, like finding out that Joe is Zeke Stain, Obadiah Stain's son. It's not like a super jaw dropper, but it's like, oh, really? Hmm. Keep going. Like, tell me more.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like interesting. Okay. Hmm.
And that's what happened because I remember the first day that I was watching it, and I wasn't really too eager to watch all three episodes at once. But I finished the first episode, and I was like, I gotta get to the second one. And then I got to the end of the second one, and I was like, it's late, but I gotta watch the third one. Like,
Let's see what happens.
yeah, man. So he does a good job of grasping your attention with the episodes and what they presented. The her getting kicked out of school, flying away with the Iron Man suit. I don't know how she survives that fall. That shit was shutting the down. She dropped from mad high,
By
full
that time, I
speed.
think she. I
Huh?
said by that time when she fell, I think she barely had the suit on. Like it was coming off her body already.
That's what I'm saying. How you survive this fall, bro? Like that is nuttiness at the end of the day. Um, her getting to the point where the AI pops up at the end and she just drops out. That's interesting as hell how that happened on accident. You know, she just tried to do some shit with some brainwaves and her friend pops up as a digital AI. But kind of from that moment when you find out what Parker Robinson Hood is kind of about, I kind of put the two together and I was like, digital AI friend Mephisto probably pops up because he's probably behind this hood. He's gonna offer her a deal. I kind of smelt that coming from the get go, and I kind of felt like it was gonna be the friend coming back. But it, in hindsight, when I'm done with the show, I'm kind of like Riri's kind of selfish. Because remember, there's a moment in the show where her mom has found out about Natalie, and she's like, "Can you bring Gary back?" And she doesn't really say, "I don't know how," because I don't even know how I made Natalie. She's just like, "I can't." And you know, the mom has to be bummed, right? Bummed about this shit. And then you get the opportunity to bring somebody back, and and it's Natalie, no sign of Gary. Like nah you playing in my face right now. You done did it twice, and this time she's real.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, that's the crazier part for me. Like, and my whole thing about that is in the deal. See, this is what I mean. Makes you think. In the deal, is Mephisto altering minds or something? Like is he cutting out the part where she also was shot from everybody's life and she just continues living? Because it seemed like Natalie
Well, it
was
seems
like
like it's
back in
more of like a blip moment where like she just is coming back from the moment she died, and instead of dying, she just ends up here. Kind of like a
that's what I'm
kind of like a the Spider-Man No Way Home shit, where they were all like, "Oh, we
but
were just about to die, and here we are."
that's scary to everybody else then if he didn't alter their minds. Like that's gonna be fucking scary to this girl just popping back up.
Well, I mean,
Just like
it was scary to Riri. What do you think?
she was in the head. She's like, "How did you touch me?" And it was kind of weird though, because that she even thought it was the AI at first. Because I'm like, was that what she was doing right there in that moment? Like, was she trying to get Natalie back right there in that moment, and she thought it worked? Like whatever she did,
Or
because she
maybe
was like,
she just
"Oh,
had been trying for so long, and like it just randomly popped up. She's like, "What the like? What are you doing here?" Like, because I'm pretty sure the
yeah."
last thing she expects is it to be the actual flesh and bone Natalie.
When she said that run diagnostics, I already knew. I
Yeah.
said, "Oh,
So think about this: if somebody you knew died, and then they came back as your AI, and then they got destroyed by magic, and then they just randomly popped up in your room again, you're kind of gonna assume it's the AI again, right? Because like me and you kind of know dead people don't come back. So
it was just crazy that she had to basically watch her die twice."
oh,
You know,
yeah,
but
it's an interesting question that they posed on why that happened, since they never really answered why that happened. Why the magic just got rid of the AI, almost like, hey, you don't need this. Um, Maybe it's kind of like an Iron Man with the suit, the Spider Man thing, like, hey, if you need it, you ain't ready, type of thing, or something like that. But that's something
uh,
up for grabs. That's probably not even the reason, but I'm just throwing something out there.
just feel like it's what Zelma said. There's a price, and you don't know what that price is for using magic. and I feel like the magic just drew on what she sort of was relying on most at that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and whether she wanted to say it or not, that was her connection with her newfound connection with this Natalie now, because it just imagine and shit we all lost people and
Had to
shit
pay an
and they
instant price, not even over time.
this is at first you're gonna be a little resistant like she was, but then after a while shit like all right my nigga we here like you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden that shit happened again. You like what the fuck my nigga like come on.
Yeah,
I it was can't reach for Mephisto. Right at that last moment, I don't know if you caught it. Right at that last second when they sit at the table, right before they show Natalie again, he's like, "Why don't you take it?" She go like that. So when she said like that, I said, "Damn." But I honestly, I ain't even gonna lie. I had to rewind it back because seeing her go like that, and then seeing the next scene, my brain was like a little slow. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Did she shake the nigga hand?" Like I had to go back and see that shit. I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yo, what happened?" But it was
honestly,
cool.
I'm gonna get into that right now. I was very disappointed by that, but I also am understanding not in the character, but understanding that a lot of the stuff that goes on in the MCU and the reason why we have stories is because of the dumb decisions that the heroes make a lot of the times throughout their journey, and this is one of the dumb, selfish decisions.
It makes me wonder who's gonna help her now. Strange, Wong. Is it gonna be Parker's Spider Man's friend who's learning magic, who's now a magic guy? You know what I mean? Like there's so many possibilities. Like
Oh
like
yeah, Ned.
who's gonna yeah, Ned. Yeah, there we go. Ned, my man Ned. There's so many possibilities. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like you said, it just makes for the story. What happens next? You know what I'm trying to say? We'll see what happens
Yeah.
next. I'm pretty sure we'll see something with her after Doomsday and all that that big stuff that's coming up.
What did we think about the crew for Parker?
Um I thought they were okay. They were okay to me. We got Slug here, right.
Yep.
I'm looking at some of the got my man John. Then we had Blood, one of the Blood siblings. Oh yeah, Blood sibling. That was his name, the guy name, and then Roz Blood was the girl name. And then
And
we
and
had
Clown. Huh?
Rampage.
Rest in peace, Rampage.
You know what I'm trying to say? Recipes, Rampage. What did I think about the crew? I thought the crew was okay. I felt like the characters, for me, like I know this is comic, real close to the comic books and stuff like that. I don't know much about Ironheart comic books, but like the depictions for me were cool. Um, I can say, let me see, something I didn't like though. John was a character I didn't like. Two things I didn't like, honestly. John was a character I didn't like because I just thought he was kind of stale. For like compared to the rest of the crew, he was supposed to be like the badass, but he wasn't. He was like a stale badass. Like, and then the way he pushed Shorty head in the table, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, come on. We like wilding. Like, oh, put a hood. Like, what kind of hood you do? Like, we're not doing
I
that. And then
mean, I mean, the hood is pretty serious, bro.
South Linda when that nigga turned into fucking
I mean, for somebody
Morgan.
who doesn't understand how serious the hood is, yeah, it's easy to look at it like that. But like for John, who's directly tied to Parker, who is showing like he sees his body, he sees what it's doing to him. He probably knows a lot more than we would think that he knows about what's going on, and that's why he's like more. He got offensive because he's like he knows what it can do to people. Like
Yeah, more so. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But the way
I
he
ain't
did it,
saying he was right though. That was aggressive as fuck. Yo, her head smacked that shit. I was like,
you wilding out, bro.
the
You wilding out.
police.
One thing I didn't like about the hood, because he's still sticking to his crew. He is part of the crew. Um, I didn't like his powers, but let me tell you why I think he had those lame ass powers. Right, Mephisto. Who I thought it was Dormammu at first too, but Mephisto. apparently made this deal with, person who was at his lowest. You know what I'm saying? He really kicked out the house at 12. He didn't have much. So let's just say, like, he's just regular ghetto, person. Not to put that stereotype on him, whatever. But like, okay, so now he has powers now, and his powers is to control fucking bullets. You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
I mean,
okay,
he
I kind
turns
of get.
invisible also, so
Okay, he had to give him
I'm
something,
pretty
some
sure he
sort.
does more than that, but it's like it's at the will of the hood, not realistically like him having the power. And I'm pretty sure if he doesn't wear the hood, he's not bending bullets like Angelina Jolie.
That's true. You know what I'm saying? But he could have put on the hood and went Moon Knight. You feel what I'm trying to say? He could have went fucking blades
All right,
everywhere,
his
spinning and
imagination
shit.
ain't the wildest when it comes to superpowers.
He went fucking bullets and bending bullets. When he shot the guard, I didn't honestly, up until that point, I didn't know that was his power. I said, why? I said, why did the bullet have magic on
I
it?
wonder, I wonder how he came to find out what his limits were with the with the hood. Like, did he just put the hood on? He was just like, oh yeah, I can bend bullets, baby. He said I get the choice of two powers. If I pick two good ones, I get a third. Bending bullets and invisibility. So my
Man,
question is this: like, this is why I question if he has more powers, because he just popped up in that lady's car. How did he get in the car?
right? Okay.
Like, I understand he's
Uh,
crafty, but did he really break into this lady's car and just sit there that whole time? Like,
this is what I mean. This is what I mean. How the hood just gave him some hood ass powers. Nigga just made him a master thief.
yeah, but what if
That's
he
all.
like really just like appeared there, like instead of just like sitting there the whole time? Like, if he
Well,
could
because that wasn't.
teleport,
That's like traveling from space.
not like through tunnels underground and stuff like that. That's what it was.
But ain't that like? But like, if you like,
Oh,
invisibility
what
is
it
like
would be considered? Invisibility is like distorting light most of the time.
right. It's something like that. Yeah, exactly. Like you know what I mean. He's like yeah. So I guess he does. He might have more powers. I mean, he definitely had more powers. He turned into motherfucking
Yeah, that was one of the things I was gonna bring up. He started like going demon on us,
Yeah, he turned into like
and that's
I
what
was
pissed
looking
me
at him.
off about Riri though. That's what pissed me off about Riri though. Is like, you literally just went through a whole series of dealing with somebody who's dealing with a hood from Mephisto, and you've seen what making a deal with Mephisto does to people. You've seen it the worst out of anybody because you actually just seen him go demon mode, and then you go right downstairs and make a deal with Mephisto 5 minutes later. Like, what? Like, this isn't even like you like came across him months later and made this deal. You literally instantly just dealt with this and said, "Oh yeah, sure, deal."
Yeah, that was kind of weird to see that and then make that decision right and like right after. But I understand she was like under mad
Like,
stress
you
and
easy pickings. Natalie, AI Natalie was right. You just see them dollar bills and you start shaking ass.
I said Morpheus. I'm not expert. I said Morpheus earlier, but he was looking like Morbius to me. I was looking at him and I'm like, yo, this nigga look just like Morbius. I was like, they could have
Cool.
got him to play Parker when he was turning demon.
Like Morpheus. I get it. I get it now. I thought you said Morpheus at first. I was like, what?
Oh,
Morpheus?
no, that's what I said. But then I had to think. I was like, I'm saying the wrong shit. He looked like Morbius. I was like, this nigga looked just like Morbius. Especially when he looked
Kinda.
at her and
Yeah,
everything.
kinda, sorta, right?
I was like, this nigga. I was like, shit, he could have played Morbius. It would have been alright.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Let's think, who else was in the show? Oh, one character I want to bring up with the return of Natalie that is going to be interesting is her brother. You seen how pissed he was about the AI? Like, what the fuck is he gonna say when the real deal is here?
I'm gonna try to kill her.
He gonna start throwing holy water at her and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, you demon! Riri, what did you do?
I kind of had the feeling he was gonna react like that to the AI during that scene when he explained what the headphones meant to him
Yeah,
and what the scars. Because then she had the opportunity to tell him right there, and in my head I was like, "There, she gonna tell him." But the fact that she didn't tell him made me think like, okay, she kind of knows his reaction, and his reaction is gonna be not nice, and which it wasn't. Which she honestly she didn't cause herself the Natalie the AI thought it was a good idea. It was not.
It
It was
was
not.
not. It was not. And I don't know, man. Yeah, I get why he's upset about it. So I feel like it would have went better if she had told him earlier. Maybe earlier. But yeah, he definitely wasn't gonna be down with that shit, bro. Like,
What's up with hat?
huh?
What's up with Cree Summers in that hat and every fucking thing? Does the hat has a contract?
Nah, I couldn't think of her name throughout the whole time I was watching this. Every time she popped up, but I was like, "That's that motherfucker right there, man. That was one right there back in the day." But but yeah, that hat.
Whatever she does, because that big ass hat don't leave her head.
I
I
like the
always
witchy.
see.
I like that they're the witchy ones in the show, bro. I like that. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I rolled my eyes when Riri got home and they were all talking about oils and shit. Like, and I was like, oh man. But then I was like, oh, they work. Like the mom works. All the characters work in this show, bro.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think what else is going on in this show because John. Uh, so I want
Oh
to go
yeah.
back to Parker's crew real quick. I felt like the episode when she supposedly dies because he sends them after her. That was
Oh
really well
yeah.
done, and all the characters in the group, like, really, I feel like shine. Like Clown, the Root, the Blood siblings, Zeke. They all kind of put on really good performances in that episode.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that because when I was watching it, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is progressing very well.
Yeah, like the only
From
one who didn't really impress me in that episode, but impressed me in other episodes was Slug because I feel like Slug wasn't really given much. He was they were driving the car and
oh,
huh.
but that she was in the car when it flipped. I thought she just got up and walked out like that. Honestly, when she started walking, I said, "Oh," I was like, "Now I thought she was going to fight."
Then she saw the
I
bot
thought
and was like,
she said, "Yeah." So,
so they
which I don't blame.
wasn't given much. They weren't given much to do, so it wasn't as impressive that episode. But I mean, the character I feel like works for me throughout the other episodes. I didn't know anything about Slug prior. I do know what Slug looks like in the comics now that everybody made a big deal about it, and it is a huge difference. But at the end of the
What's
day,
the difference?
Slug is a
What's the
minor
difference?
character, huh?
Explain. What's the? I don't know the difference. I ain't hear the difference.
Slug is basically like a big fat dude that looks like Jabba the Hutt, basically.
Oh, that's a okay.
Yeah, I don't really know the rest of the backstory, but I know he looks like that. So it's such a difference there. But at the end of the day, like, do I care? No. Minor character, never gonna show up again, most likely. So, whoop de doo.
I'm saying all of the pictures work for me because I'm not like comic accurate with Ironheart. And even if I was, I think listen, it was a good performance. Like I think the crew was cool,
I don't know why I
except
just thought of this. Xavier gonna find out about this new revived Natalie, and he gonna take that mixtape back like Ti took that necklace back. Give me that shit back. Oh, Eric Andre's character, as you said earlier, Rampage. I'm gonna call him Stu. I'm gonna call him Stu because I prefer calling him Stu. But rest in peace, Stu. But I normally do not care to see Eric Andre on my screen. I normally see him on my screen, and I'm like, initially when I seen him on my screen, I was like, what the fuck? But as the character started going for that little episode in 1/8 of an episode he was around, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm actually kind of interested in Eric Andre as this character. And then they nixed him right away.
Diamond was like I didn't think about it, but when I heard it, it was very not like it wasn't alarming. It wasn't unexpected. Like I was like, oh yeah, I can see that. I saw that coming. I can see that.
Yeah, but also I've seen rumors.
You talk about Joe and his transition to what you call that? Over what's his
Can
name?
you repeat that one more
Stank.
time because you kind of broke up real quick.
Oh, I was saying, what you think about Joe, his character?
I thought it was cool. I'm interested if we see more of him because this feels like a character that might return in a minor way, whether him being a villain or like somebody who just assists in like some sideshow episode or some like that. But even if he doesn't come back, I'm cool with what he did. He didn't super like wow me, but it was a definitely an interesting transition. I smirked a lot when pretty hard when he took control when he snipped that lady's flowers. He,
Ah,
after Riri told him to stop letting people just walk all over him, and then he went right to Riri's house and did the same thing basically. And I was like, yo, I'm not even gonna lie, I hate that this is happening to Riri, but damn, Joe, good shit, good bounce back, my boy.
I think about when you guys powers,
um, low
like you
key, low key, he's go ahead.
like I said, you're pretty big on the villain, so he's not really that
He's
big,
not really a villain though, to me,
no,
in
I
my
know.
sight.
But he did go on a revenge thing, man. He
Yeah, he
like
did.
20%,
He's
like
kind of
20%.
what's his name, Powerplex from Invincible, just not as extreme.
Trying to think of Powerplex. What was the character?
The dude who like killed his kid and his wife with the electricity powers.
Oh yeah. Who was spazzing out? Right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I kind of look at him like that in a sense, just not as extreme because you know Marvel ain't gonna do all that. He was well done. Like the actor does a good job, but I do like the moment when Parker Robbins had him under control and they went to his dad's house. Did you catch it? That was his dad's house in the first mission that they failed back in the day.
Oh, that was the. Oh, I did not catch that. I did not know.
Yeah, that they went back to that house when he had Zeke.
I was wondering why that mission was important.
Yeah, so it's the
Like,
same house.
I was wondering why they don't kept going back to that first mission.
Yeah, basically to tie it back to that. So when you go back, you find out like, oh, that was his dad's house. So he kind of been on this tear for a little bit. Um, but yeah, I thought that was cool. And another thing I'll give a nod to is I think this was the right moment to pull the trigger on Mephisto, especially because Ironheart was so shrouded in like doubt from the beginnings, and this was a good way to make it worth the while for people is to be like, here's Mephisto here.
So is he supposed to fight like Doctor Strange?
I don't really know who he would be opposing, but I don't think he's gonna be like a super villain or anything like that. I just think he's gonna be like a thorn in people's side type of thing.
Saying
Like I don't
that
think he's gonna be the focus of a movie or anything like that.
this is something I disagree with, but a lot of people are saying that he's made tons of deals already in the MCU
I
in
do.
the
I agree
years
with
that we.
that. I agree with it because they kind of alluded to it already. Already he goes far as his back is Picasso. He said with the dude with the twat or whatever it was. So like he's been around and he's been manipulating and looking for people like this for a while. Because what you're kind of saying is that Parker Robbins is his first person and Riri Williams is his second. Like I doubt that.
Nah. I'm not saying that because he has said that like in a Fortune something 100 he influenced over 100 of them. So I feel like in the MCU he influenced those people like that, like the world leaders that we don't know nothing about that we just hear like through stories and stuff like that. But as far as people in the MCU, I feel like Ironheart is probably like his first one because who else we seen fucking growing black stuff like that out of like that proof? We just got proof in the same show that when he makes deals and you take his power, you're gonna grow some black stuff
Well,
out of you.
I think when you're talking about the MCU, it, it technically would reach further than just the heroes. So if you're talking in terms of just the heroes, yeah, I think that's less likely. There might be some
Right.
people that he has been in contact with. Doesn't mean he's got to deal with them or doesn't have a deal with them. I wouldn't really know how to
Now
pick those
they
ones out.
saying partners. They were saying they was giving good reason to why he was in there.
Hmm.
I don't saying maybe he was playing the death role. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. If
he,
we dug deep enough into it, we could probably find reasons for certain people on why. Because I could tell you right away, like Tony Stark probably doesn't make a deal with him because he's set for life from childhood, and all he had was like a bad relationship with his dad. So I don't think Mephisto's really reaching out to him. But maybe Howard Stark makes a deal with Mephisto. Uh,
think to
maybe
make a
some of the
deal. But who else do you think
maybe
make
some of
deal?
the people like around Tony Stark when he was in business, like the guy who's the villain in Iron Man 3. Remember, they kind of look at him like he had a glow up, like he got popping out of nowhere. So
Is his name Kildred or something like that?
something like that. And remember, he even starts like kind of glowing and shit like that at the end and stuff like that. So there's people out there who could potentially be, and I think the idea is cool for them to implement that he's been around, been lurking and stuff like that. Like this is not like a new being.
Because he's a magic dude, and we've had powerhouse magic people. That's strange. Scarlet Witch, Agatha, Scarlet Witch's son. You know what I'm saying? The bald headed lady who died, but we had her though. You know what I mean? Even Shang-Chi's pops. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was
Where'd those
he was
rings
one of
come
the first.
from? We don't know where those rings
Like,
come from.
you know what I mean? So it's interesting with him because like you mentioned that he might not have no big thing, and I don't think so either. I don't think he's gonna have like no main no crazy thing, but I just want to see how he influences the magic characters that we already have. You know what I'm saying? Him now being present because again, him infecting Riri, whether they go with the story, or not, we just know he's now able to get to the heroes. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
his story will more revolve around her. And if he is in the minds of already deals with like people like Agatha and stuff like that, whoever it may be, he'll be more like something that might pop up like once or twice and be like, don't forget that you owe me or that I got you like that. But and that'll be it for him. But like if he's used a lot more, his story will center around like Riri Williams and his deal with her, and potentially maybe whoever she's around in the future. Because I think she's gonna be a young Avenger or something of the sort at the time when it comes time. And to have him bothering those people also would be interesting because a lot of those people all deal with their own issues, except
and
for
they're
like Kamala
all
Khan and stuff like
they're being young. They're more susceptible to stuff like that.
that.
You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Like to
and making deals and stuff. And Mephisto being a devil, I don't think he's below making a deal with some kids. like,
um. You know what I thought I was going to see? This is not. I thought I was going to see Mordo in this one. I don't know why I kept thinking in my head that I was going to see Mordo.
he's like my black. He's a black man. He gotta show up, right? Like,
You know what? Not gonna lie. Then they had a little magic in there. They threw. I said,
I
okay,
ain't
yeah, they gonna
expect him
bring
at
my
all.
back,
I ain't
huh?
expect him at all.
No, yeah, I can't. I ain't gonna lie. He popped in my head like twice. But yeah, he's not important to the thing. I
Is
just
our
wanted to throw that
Mordo
out.
still alive? Right? Like, is our Mordo even still alive, or is another Mordo out there? Just
He just was strange. Just kicked his ass or something and
oh
left him down
yeah,
there.
and he left, and he's like just mad at Strange somewhere.
I didn't like that we didn't see the crew after they left like that. I did not like that because I wanted them. I don't know if that was episode 5, and then we didn't see them episode 6. I wanted them to
Oh, I
be
kind of wanted
in
him to be in the assist of Riri taking down Parker. Like
I
even if it
wanted
was minor, even if it was something minor, like helping her sneak in when he doesn't know or something like that. Like
yeah. It could have been like a bomb, like that just could have flashed in his face, and then you would have seen the girl like and ran away or something.
yeah, like it would have been the perfect turnaround for him to like for them to feel betrayed by him and be like, oh, you know what? We see that you right and they wrong, and we just want to get back at them real quick, man. We don't even want no real beef. We just want to get real quick, get back. Sorry,
I wanted
friends.
to see them again. I mean, it's all good. It's all good though. Maybe like you said, maybe we'll see them again. Maybe we won't. These are basically street level characters.
Yeah, and another thing I thought was,
Black,
cool. I enjoyed the soundtrack. So I'll credit Ryan Coogler again and his team because I enjoyed the soundtrack and the song that I was hearing throughout the show.
He said Push Part Two. I said, that's Lupe Fiasco.
I was hearing a lot of stuff, and I was like, "Oh, this is very pleasing to hear, pleasing to the ear, man. Like I like this."
I was impressed too. I ain't gonna front. Even you know what was cool at the end of one episode. I just thought it was mad cool. They just played the Spanish song, and it just sounded good at the end of that episode. Like it just sounded like you just rolled with it. And I was like, I was sitting there listening to the credits. I was like, this shit got us bops. I'm like,
This question just
okay.
popped in my head: is that pizza place Mephisto's like hideout, and they're operating out of Mephisto's hideout? Because that's where Parker first was told to go to meet Mephisto in the first place.
Interesting thought, because you're right about that. That's where he met him, and then that's where this chick ran downstairs. And did they sit in the same booth?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Same meal
That's
at the
pretty cool.
table, probably. Sure,
That's you
you know.
see, he's gonna
Attention to
never catch
detail.
Tony Stark. Tony Stark like Swarmer, so he's at the wrong restaurant for that shit.
You said Tony Stark like shawarma and donuts. Yo, she was dissing the fuck out my man Tony throughout the show, bro.
It's like it was like she had that honest to be honest here, it's like she had that jealousy, over like sort of like the rich and the poor, like what I mean, like listen, he had the silver spoon, I didn't. um like you said, I built my suit in 4 days. So I'm saying he built his shit in a cave, but it took him about like 4 weeks. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, what we doing here? Like, what we so yeah, I felt like she felt, and then just how people was kind of like talking about the suit, like yo, you cause like little dude was like yo, you causing a lot of attention. Let me help you. Like what I'm trying to say. Like it was just like she kept getting beat up. So I guess it was just I won't say a natural jealousy, but there was to me a kind of expected jealousy there to be there. I honestly thought she looked up to him in a sense too, like in a sense so much that she envied him.
Well,
You
I
know,
mean, I kind of feel like her character kind of has a little bit of the N.E.O in her from Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, where she's just like fuck the man. So I kind of feel like that's where it comes from. So
that's so word.
so
Fight the power.
what do you
Hey,
think
fuck
happens
Tony.
with the post-credit scene?
Um, what we talk about? Speak on it.
The
I'm
post
saying
credit
kind of
scene where
go.
Parker goes and sees Zelma about the magic. You think we get a TV show off of this, like a magic
Hopefully,
based show?
this is what I was getting at with the
They know
Ryan Coogler.
Camertage. They know of Camertage already because Zelma mentioned it, right?
Yeah. And but she said she's
Well,
actually
her mom was a pupil at Camertage. Look
she want her to go there.
at that. Cree was a
So
fucking.
she from the Bronx. Instead of going to Comatage from the Bronx, she went to Chicago, and she specifically said, "I brought you here to make your own magic." So I'm kind of interested in knowing like what Zelma got going,
Well,
because
you see,
she
she's doing
knows
a
of the.
lot without her mom's permission. She said you made a whole. You went to a whole pocket realm, bro.
And then she's making a room inside that realm, like and like that's like so she's doing she has a lot more powers than just flipping like what she showed us.
Hank
You know what I
Pym would
mean? Like
love this girl.
dimensions on dimensions on dimensions, nigga. Like that was this should be but what do I think about it? One, I thought it was like I had mentioned earlier, it was a surprise to me because I honestly thought Parker was going to die in a shadowy death, inside the attic of the pizza shop. But that didn't happen. So uh, I think that I don't know if we're gonna get a show or anything. I think we're gonna see more of them in the Riri story, where Ironheart's tackling her own infliction, and um and then we're gonna get the story where Zelma and Parker develops a relationship, and in a sense, like it has to be like not like that, what I mean, like but a connection, saying from like exploring magic, and I think those two worlds are sort of like gonna clash or something like that
Okay.
because Ironheart is gonna search for a way to like, hey, help me. And, it could be simple as running into the shop and then my nigga Parker there like, you want candy? Like, welcome to Stanton's, you know what I'm saying? She like, what the fuck, you know what I'm
I don't want
saying?
candy no more.
Exactly. I think those two worlds there is going to clash. I don't know what Parker's objective is though. I know he wants to get powerful. He always wants to get powerful. That's the thing. He wants power. Okay, I get that. But I don't know if it's to get the coat back at this point, or is it to just beat Mephisto? Because no, he's not gonna beat Mephisto because so maybe it's just to kill Ironheart then.
I don't know what his
Ironheart doesn't
motives, and that's
necessarily.
what makes it interesting. Is what are your motives right now? What is driving you to get up and go to this place and ask about magic?
Because honestly, he did what he wanted to do. He took
Yeah, he's
over
still
everything.
wealthy.
Right. And yeah, exactly. So yeah, he still has the deals and everything. Right. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't know. So it's gonna be interesting to see those two worlds, Ironheart dealing with her power, her problem, and these two connections clashing with that. I feel like that's gonna be
So with Marvel being at the point where they've kind of said either this show or the last show was like the last show that was gonna have like major implications on like what goes on in the movie universe and stuff like that. It'll kind of like sprinkle in stuff, but nothing like super major. But I kind of have the feeling that this might turn into its own show that just like doesn't have anything major to do with the movies. So maybe this is like a show where not Doctor Strange is dealing with them at Comertage, but maybe they find their way there eventually at some point, and Wong is there, and he's like the principal of the school and shit, and it's just the story of some magic users because America Chavez is there too, isn't she still?
yep.
So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you would
she's
have
right.
like a little trio of characters, probably build on some other character magic, minor magic users and stuff like that. Um, have a small little show. One more time.
Wong bring Shang-Chi over there too.
They're at the Sanctum Sanctorum. I don't know if they're at Camertage. They probably go back and forth or something like that. I'm pretty sure they're still living their regular lives where they live. So,
Right, right.
but do you
Yeah,
think there are
man.
any bigger implications or bigger impacts this show has on anything else? I don't know how this would impact Doomsday or anything like that or Secret Wars. I
No,
don't even see her
honestly, I
popping
don't
up for
think.
that stuff, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think it has anything to do with if to the statement you just said they put out about not doing the shows of any big implications. I think they already started it with Ironheart. Honestly, in my opinion, unless they're going to use Mephisto in some type of big movie later or Ironheart in some big movie later. Like these two characters I could see being in a big movie. But other than that, I don't think I know, like you said, I could see like different little stories becoming its own show
Yeah.
or sub stories and other, shows or whatever. Like, what I mean, however they do it. I feel like, most of Ironheart was just Ironheart. And the two big characters there, honestly, it's not Ironheart and Parker, but Ironheart and Mephisto. Like, I could see those two being in a movie somewhere. But other than that,
I don't see
nah, I
movie
think. What
for
about
them.
you?
I don't see movie for that. When I think like her and like eventual Young Avengers type stuff, I look at that as probably working better as a TV show, especially because there's going to be so many characters to focus on instead of just mashing them all into a movie. Why not give them a TV show where we just get to go a couple seasons of like just going through their journeys of being a team, but also dealing with their own like inner turmoils that they're dealing with. Riri dealing with something like this. Billy and Tommy on the search for their mother or something like that. Kamala Khan, just being happy-go-lucky, trying to keep everybody on the up and up. Because I'm kind of giving you the cast I think would be there. Kate Bishop would probably be around.
I think I
Cassie
would like to
Lang would
see.
probably be there.
I would like to see them down the road. Honestly, like how we have like the Avenger movies.
Down the
I would like to
road,
see
but
a
dog, half of these motherfuckers gonna be like 25, 30 in the next down the road. So like,
I don't know. Make it to right after the big ones, then Doomsday or something like that. I don't know. So
That's
it's like in the
that's
next
like
like 4 years.
3 years.
Oh,
Yeah. So I
oh,
feel like that's the longest they have. They can't do it. They can't wait more than 5 years. They have to be started within 5 years because if they're gonna stretch them out, they gotta stretch them out before that.
right about that because Kate, who was the real person? What's her name?
Um, Haley Steinfeld.
Saying, listen, man, she growing up. Oh, she already grown.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
maybe she won't be a young Avenger, but whatever. But yeah, all these other
wow.
characters, man. What you gonna do? Wait to do this story about a bunch of 16-year-olds when they're 25, 28, and all that. Other characters like Scar from the end of She-Hulk. Isaiah Bradley's what nephew or whatever it is. That was in Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They have all these young characters they've already like introduced to us, Loki. So they have the stuff already. They got
You
they
guys did bloody sense.
they've tooled themselves up to do a lot of stuff if they wanted to, if they just chose to.
Go back. Who's Isaiah? Who's his nephew?
You don't remember that there was that kid that Sam talks to before he goes in the house and talks to Isaiah Bradley for the first time?
Right, right. I mean, like, what does he do though?
I don't remember the character like that, but I know he's meant to be a character later. Like not necessarily later on, but that is a character in the comic that ends up being
Okay, he like strong or something like that. Does Isaiah pass on that super serum through like
somebody. I don't know. I just know that that's a hero somewhere in the Marvel comics.
like a real non-expert tonight, picking up shit, got me thinking you don't know the answer and shit like that.
And you asked me twice. That's a crazy part. I'm like, I don't know. And then you're like, well, what is his power? I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, what does he do?
I just know the motherfucker is a character in the comics, bro. Like, I seen it in a video. They talked about him being a character. They didn't go in detail because he was minor, and they probably and they may or may not do something with him. Like,
He'd be the one in the back just shooting pop pop.
yeah, but that just goes to show we just named like 10 young characters that they have just sitting in the tuck, and I don't think they're ever gonna do a the Avengers with those characters. I think we're gonna see a young Avengers, and think that's best suited for a TV show that can go on for 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons if it's good enough to do that. Because there's a
Yeah,
lot of
that, no.
adventures. There's a lot of adventures to have with a cast of characters like that. So
I would like an Avengers show that goes on for like 5, 6 seasons.
they'd be
That
like
would be
lower scale. Every now and then they get like a kind of bigger scale problem to deal with, but nothing too crazy. And it's more like stuff revolving around like their actual lives and stuff like that. Like
yeah, and they just build stories from there and shit like that.
yeah,
That'd be dope.
and you can probably piece them together slowly but surely, little by little over time with the next couple of projects that they do if they handle it right and if that's something that they want to do. But I do think the Young Avengers are eventually coming to us.
With the Young Avengers, that would be something to tie in with, you know, something else. I feel like that'd be important because they're mad characters, and then even with every character comes like another big character, a bigger character. You
I'm
know what I mean? Because
hoping
they're all
I'm hoping Vision Quest ties us starts leading us more heavily into that, like starts like leaning into it more at toward the end. Like when they do whatever they're gonna do there. Because I know in the comics they somebody had said that Vision is actually like the leader of the Young Avengers in the comic storyline. So it'd be cool for them to go through their little quest and find Tommy and all this stuff and meet each other. Because I think that's what would happen in Vision Quest. That those characters would all meet up and they would
okay.
be like, "Well, we're
Because they're looking
family,
for the brother now, right?
huh?"
Looking for the brother now.
Yes. So Vision would just end up bumping into them, and they're all family. And then what's the one piece that's missing is Wanda. They'd go on their little. We'll eventually find Wanda or find a way to find her mom. And in the on the way, they meet these other heroes, and they're like, you know, the Young Avengers died. What up? Like, what up?
I can
Vision's
see
gonna be
that. I
on
can see.
some Piccolo shit for a bunch of little brats with powers.
don't see Riri Williams in the Young Avengers.
That's what I'm saying. Like they got to do something soon. But like she's not really old enough for me in my mind, or like veteran enough. Like, what you really throw her in the new Avengers, bro? Like, I'm not throwing her in the new Avengers.
Well, not the Iron Man suit, but she would be
Yeah,
the
but
Iron.
I'm not throwing her in. Like, I just don't feel like that even fits right. Like, if you start naming the people in the new Avengers and then you're like Ironheart, like it just don't even ring, bro. Like,
Most of them feel like street level almost, but I don't know. I feel like what are they gonna do with her if not? You know what I'm saying?
she'd be
Because
more street
she
level, like some Young Avengers shit. She ain't about to be out here fighting no Thanos level threat, bro.
Shuri, and Shuri's like she's young.
But
She's
that's what
not.
I'm
She's like
saying. They already have smart characters. Like they have tons of smart characters for the actual Avengers already. Like they got Bruce Banner. They're gonna have Reed Richards. They're gonna have Shuri. Like,
right there. Bruce Banner ain't got shit on Shuri, and we
but
know
they're
that.
all smart
But
as fuck.
but they got him though. So I'm saying they do got him.
Like I'm mad you just tried to downplay Bruce Banner, bro. Like he's not smart.
Don't say that because he said that in the movie. He was like, "Yo," she said, "Why didn't you just do this?" He was like, "Because we didn't think of it," or some shit like that. You know what I'm trying to say? That's the only reason I said that. You
Yeah,
know what
but
I
you're
mean?
also dealing with people who had technology that everybody else ain't had. Tony Stark probably would have looked at him and be like, "Cause I ain't got the fucking tools to do this shit that you just said." Like, what the fuck?
I thought Tony Stark said shit like that. That's exactly how she looking at that nigga. Like,
So
bitch, you look.
at the end of the day, they got enough smart people. Like Doctor Strange ain't no dummy, but he's off doing his own thing, and I think he's gonna get caught up in some other shit. But yeah, I feel like that is Ironheart, and we got to get into our ratings for the show. 6 episodes. I wish it was a week by week thing, but not a 2 week thing. But let me think real quick. It was a good show. It had its moments. I liked the Mephisto reveal being here.
I
I'm
personally
gonna.
like the story. It was cool.
It was nothing. It wasn't a
Wow.
WandaVision. It wasn't a WandaVision. It wasn't a Loki. It was more like a Hawkeye. It was more like a Hawkeye. It's a 6.8 to me.
Hawkeye. Less, yeah, because
It's a better Echo.
It's less Captain America and the Falcon. No, I mean, and the Winter Soldier. It's more than Echo, I feel.
Definitely more than
So it's
Echo.
around that Hawkeye. What was it called again? What was it called? Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Around, it's around there. I mean, I'm gonna lay this out at I really enjoyed it from episode to episode. I enjoyed the character. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
5. I think that's solid. Even the bad guys, for they were like cool ass bad guys. Like I thought they were like just cool. You know what I mean? And then the Mephisto reveal was cool. Riri was cool. Natalie was cool. Everybody was cool. Everybody
Yeah,
was
I
cool.
feel like without the Mephisto reveal, I feel like I would have probably dropped this down not very much. Like it would have been like a 6.5, maybe 6.6. But like, I give it a 6.8 because I just don't feel like it's quite the 7. But it's close enough to the 7 that it's not a 6.5. The show was handled well. Like I said, I like the soundtrack. I like the characters. But like, nothing is I need you back. I'll say that.
Um, like you like what you mean? Like you don't
If
like
they
oh like
never
none
did,
of the
if they never did nothing else with any of these characters, I'm not sad. I'll ask about it maybe, but I'm never gonna be like, man, why they never do nothing else with these guys?
Mephisto. Like I would be okay with that.
I wouldn't even care. Like they introduced him. I said, fuck it, whatever. Thanks, did it finally. Got it out the way. It's kind of like home dude in It's kind of like home dude in the Acolyte Plagueis when they showed Plagueis real quick, like boop, got it done. Like you don't even need to do nothing no more.
Just, and you
Yeah,
know what though? It's crazy. It's crazy again. I think we said something similar to like with Sinners. And I just bring this up to being a Ryan Coogler effect where like that nigga will give you some shit where like, yes, you can question all of that. What if happened? But at the same time, you can not and you will be okay. Cause that's how I feel like I feel the same way about this shit too. Cause I'm like, yeah, if I don't see more of Ironheart, I'm gonna be, again, I will question it, but I will be okay. You know what? Let me bring that back. I'm bring it back. I think I want to see more Ironheart. Everybody else, I'll be okay.
I want to see more Zelma than I want to see Ironheart.
Yeah. Well, that story with Zoe and Parker is interesting. I would like for them to give
Dog, it
me.
don't even got to be that story. If they just found some other way to use her, like throw her in Spider-Man story or something like that, I'd be like, cool, I like this character. Because I will say that was my favorite character. That was the character that I enjoyed the most in the show for the little bit of time she was there. I like this character. It just instantly was like, boom, I like that.
Probably let her go teach Ned or something. That'd be dope.
Huh?
Let her go teach Ned or something. That'd be dope.
Hey, I'm about to go find Stanton's and be like, I need to learn some abracadabra too. Like,
Go to Steve. But word, Ironheart, you laying it out like that. It was a good show for, what I'm saying, as y'all heard, we pretty much liked it. You
yeah,
know what I'm
don't
saying?
listen. Yeah, one thing I got to bring up, we got to pause the ending real quick. There was drama being brought up that oh, Ironheart, how do you guys like Ironheart? He's a criminal. Excuse me, dickhead. Have you even been watching the fucking movies to know who's a criminal out here? Ant-Man, criminal. Bucky, criminal. Loki, fucking criminal. Like, three ki- actually, Scarlet Witch started as a criminal. Ah, this tells you how much you fucking know, dickhead. Like, what the heck? Like, she's a criminal. Like, yeah, it was. She was selfishly a criminal, like, just to build her suit and all that stuff. And she makes selfish decisions. But there's mad criminal activity. Star Lord and company, criminals.
Everybody's an outlaw.
Like, have y'all been the people who are on that she's a criminal wave? Have y'all been watching the movies, bro? Like,
The whole the Ironheart.
even the ones who aren't criminals, you can probably find the moment they're breaking the law. Like, get the heck out of here.
On the run. Like for like 3 movies. Like
Like, Steve Rogers literally makes one of the most selfish decisions you can make. It's understandable, but it's a selfish ass decision. Your job was to go back and put the stones right back where they were. You were supposed to come back, but no, that motherfucker stayed and he lived a life.
and said, fuck y'all.
I always say people, Steve was not as like nice. Like, yeah, he's worthy of the hammer, but he's not as cool and dandy and all that. He's a smile in your face type of dude, bro. He picks himself a lot more often than anything. He picks the people because he knows picking the people makes him look good.
But in that quiet moment, that nigga be picking himself though.
Yeah, if it came down like he did enough. He did enough where he felt fulfilled of making other people happy, and he was like, "I'm picking me."
I could make this decision
Yo,
basically.
I don't trust the dude who's in love with Peggy Carter, but was giving her niece the eye.
Wow, then he left the niece and went back in time. That's why she's so mad. Came to fucking Mandarin. I mean
The power broker. You did this, Steve. You see, dumb decisions lead to problems in the MCU. Dumb decisions from our heroes.
oh, But you know what's interesting though? We say that that's another story though. I would like to see continue, but if I don't, I'm like, eh.
You know, the power broker, another person who out of nowhere just gains massive power. Where do you get that from? Like, could be another Mephisto deal. Doesn't need to be a. Oh, somebody brought up Homesick from the Thunderbolts, who keeps getting out of trouble. Could be a Mephisto deal. Probably not, but you never know. Um, Homesick from Friends.
I need some. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, they said that's a Mephisto
Could
deal.
potentially be like
Uh,
I don't
yeah, I
really
guess
agree
so.
with that one because like she's all married to whatever his name is, Colson or something like that. The white dude who's already in the government also. So I kind of don't believe that one, but like it's almost like the scroll thing. Like Secret Invasion has the scroll thing where it's like, oh well, who was a scroll, who wasn't, and this is the Ironheart thing. Is now we get to look back and be like, who's the Mephisto deal? Is Madison with two ends and a Y and not where you think it is? Is he a Mephisto deal? Like,
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what people did. That's exactly what people did and tried to find clues to Mephisto everywhere, all through the MCU.
yeah, so and that's what this stuff does. You don't even need to pop up no more, Mephisto. You don't even need to pop up no more. But I'd like to see it again. But I guess that's it. That's episode 25 of Ironheart. I liked her little title cards that were going on, especially the first one when she fell, crashed in, and was the A for her Ironheart. But yeah, peace, niggas.
Oh, that's so. Peace out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you thought about Ironheart
N.E.O the pod, we out.
on
Blak
on
Cinco.
everything, almost everything, but like everything. Peace. And that's it.